The winters of World War II were honestly just merciless, and, well, not the kind of cold Hollywood likes to show. This was the sort of cold that, froze rifles, stiffened boots, and turned ordinary hands into casualties before even a single shot was fired. In places like the Ardennes forest during the Battle of the Bulge, temperatures dropped below -20 degrees Fahrenheit. Entire units were sidelined not by enemy fire, but by frostbite so severe that soldiers lost fingers, toes, and even lives. The cold wasn't just an inconvenience, it was a fully fledged adversary. Before we dig into how soldiers actually survived this invisible enemy, if you appreciate genuine historical insight and practical lessons pulled straight from the past, make sure to Media Group. Close-up of vintage books about WWII, historical documents about winter warfare, soldiers reading letters in winter camp, stock or distribute equally. Like this video, share it with someone who respects history, leave your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to The Hard Past. Every view supports uncovering history's lessons that all too often remain buried. However, the system came with a caveat. The rubber barrier trapped moisture from the inside as well. Sweat could accumulate, and if soldiers stopped moving, the trapped moisture would cool rapidly, sometimes freezing directly against the skin. The difference between survival and frostbite became a matter of discipline. Veterans learned to treat the vapor barrier gloves as a tool, not permanent clothing. Liners were worn during heavy activity or direct exposure to snow, then replaced with dry pairs during rest. Soldiers carried multiple liners, guarding their dry set like treasure. This careful management of moisture, not just insulation, kept hands functional, and in the chaos of winter warfare, functional hands meant the difference between life and death. This practice, now known as vapor barrier layering, remains a cornerstone of extreme cold survival. Modern mountaineers and polar explorers still use the same principles, refined with advanced materials, but the idea is unchanged. Observation, adaptation, and strict routine were the real technologies of survival in 1944. Soldiers didn't rely on breathable membranes or synthetic fibers. They relied on understanding how cold and moisture interacted, and they acted with precision under pressure. The broader lesson extends beyond gloves and wool. Winter warfare is a reminder that survival often depends on understanding the environment rather than simply acquiring the newest gear. Insulation alone cannot protect against extreme cold. Moisture must be anticipated, managed, and controlled. The soldiers who survived did not ignore their conditions, they respected them. They turned observation into procedure, and procedure into survival. The cold was relentless, but knowledge and discipline created a buffer strong enough to preserve life in a landscape that would claim the careless without hesitation. For anyone studying history or extreme survival, these lessons are invaluable. They demonstrate how small adaptations, informed by experience and observation, can save lives where raw strength or modern equipment may fail. They also highlight the human capacity to innovate under pressure, to turn centuries-old wisdom into battlefield solutions. The next time winter creeps in, and you find your fingers stiffening and numbness setting in, remember this story. True survival in extreme conditions comes not from heroic feats alone, but from understanding the environment and respecting its rules. Moisture management, discipline, and layered protection. These were the tools soldiers used when the cold became the deadliest enemy of all. If this deep dive into World War II winter survival gave you new insight, subscribe to The Hard Past. Share this video with someone who values serious history and drop your thoughts in the comments about what other lessons from the past you want uncovered. History's hard lessons are still alive today if we are willing to listen, and the hard past exists to make sure they are never forgotten.